IKEA says hi. Rick Hoover says hello. TR says I'm alive. Yes, TR is alive. I'm alive when you're dead inside. I'm a slap in the face to your lullaby. Got you all tongue-tied while you're living a lie, my friend. Say it with me, I'm alive when you're dead inside. I'm a wake-up call and you know I'm right. Make a move, let it bleed till your heart of your sleeve. I'm the only one who's gonna save your life. I'm the one who's gonna save your life. I'm the one who's gonna save your life. I'm the one who's gonna... I don't know how to play that one. I just got reminded of it randomly. Blue IKEA says, I'm getting a ThinkPad soon. Hey, ThinkPad Club unite. Rick Hoover. Guitar noises. Blue IKEA, I'm joining you in the ThinkPad Club. TR says... Blue IKEA, I did see a Dirt Devil reaction to the thrift store once, but I didn't get it. If it's still there, I may get it. I've always wanted a Dirt Devil reaction. I missed out on a couple of them over the years. Not locally, but like from people that were offering to sell them and they just kind of disappeared. So, but I would love to get my hands on a reaction, especially the reaction fresh, which is like the turquoisey kind of blue color. I'd love to get my hands on one of those. That'd be kind of cool. TR says, what did you do with that Ollie's pet hair eraser? Did you get it replaced under warranty? No, so I didn't hear back from them for a while, and then I eventually just gave up and returned it. And then eventually they responded saying, asking me a bunch of questions and all that. And I didn't want to fuck with it, so I just took it back. TR says, I'm feeling much better than compared to a few days ago. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're feeling better. Spider bites are no joke. A few people say, hey, and what's up? Jave Sykes says, I took apart the Cyclone in my 10 amp Phantom Fury. Nice. CSA, I just saw Beetlejuice. Nice. How was it? Blue IKEA says, got my wisdom teeth pulled a while ago. Oh. I still never got mine pulled. I still have not found a dentist that I trust. James Sykes says, once the bass comes in, this Phantom Fury 10 amp will look like it came out of the box. Well, that's cool. Rick Hoover says, I'm more interested in the green soft touch reaction. Yeah. Blue IKEA says, I'm guessing your ThinkPad is a Vista era laptop. Yes, it is. My ThinkPad is a... Well, I have two ThinkPads right now. I've got my ThinkPad T500 that I've had for a decade. That one is the T500 from 2008. So it originally came with Windows Vista Business, and that's currently what it's running. And then my second ThinkPad is a ThinkPad Twist, which is a touchscreen convertible. And that one can't... Yeah, I know, train horn. I live in a rail town, so you can hear the train in the background. Still. Yep, there it's going. And I can also hear someone driving by with really loud music playing. But yeah, so... And then that machine's running Windows 8 Pro, which is what it came with. So both of my ThinkPads have the two most popular versions of Windows on them. Windows Vista and Windows 8. anyways, let me go grab those ThinkPads that I mentioned and show those real quick. Of course, they'll get their own videos on the second channel very soon because I've been meaning to do that. But for now, I'll go ahead and grab I don't know if they have how much battery life they have, but I'll go ahead and grab those two ThinkPads real quick. All right, so we'll start off with the newer one, which is the ThinkPad Twist. Rocco decided to use it because of the texture finish, Rocco decided to use it as a scratching post. So it has a lot of extra deep white gouges in it. But on the bright side, it was already scratched to shit when I got it. So I'm actually glad that he scratched this one, because this one was already covered in a million scratches anyways. So, if anything, it just adds to the aesthetic. So, this is the ThinkPad Twist. And if I turn it on, which the power button's right here by where the screen is, maybe. So this machine's weird because a lot of times it will not turn on until I plug it in, even though whenever I finally do turn it on, it'll still have like half its battery life left. It's weird. So I don't know if it's like a weird issue with the power button or what, or maybe this time it's actually dead. I don't know. Where is... Of course, now we gotta find the power brick. The one time I don't have it right here is the one time I need it. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to grab that. So, but yeah, so it's got this little ledge back here, which I tend to grab it from and carry it around like that. So, and it's called the ThinkPad Twist because there's a small hinge in the center and you're able to twist it like this, hence the name. And you can flip it around like that, and now you can hold it like this. Why it doesn't just flip 180 degrees, I don't know. Obviously, that's the way the industry has moved now because that's a much more reliable mechanism. But now the idea is that now you have this relatively thick tablet, but you got all your tablet controls, and it's nice because now you don't have to worry about touching the keyboards. That is actually quite nice, so that you're not holding like dead keys at the back. And of course, you've got your power button. Then right here, you got your lock button, volume up and down, and your Windows key. So again, I'll have to obviously grab my power supply and plug it in, which is the same between the two units. So, oh wow, is it a Windows 7 era laptop? So this was actually a launch device. This one's from 2012. So you can see the sticker that says Windows 8 Pro. You probably can't see that. So this was actually a launch device for Windows 8. So this is 2012. So this was actually one of the preview launch devices that launched alongside Windows 8 in October of 2012. So this is the earliest, one of the earliest Windows 8 machines. Although it does, I believe, have drivers for Windows 7. It has drivers for Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. So it's currently running the original Windows 8, but you can update it to Windows 10. In fact, that's what was originally on it when I bought it. And you can also theoretically backport it to Windows 7, although that I haven't tried because Windows 7 I feel would be kind of janky on this type of device. But you technically can do it. Maybe one day I'll do a video trying that out and seeing what Windows 7 is like. But yeah, so I'm gonna go grab a charger for this, and we're going to plug this in, and then I'll show my T500 as well. This, hope you didn't see my underwear, but and then here is this big Bertha beefy bitch is my beloved ThinkPad T500, which has been through hell and back over the last number of years. And yes, I hold it by the battery because I'm a douchebag. But yeah, so this is the ThinkPad T500. Does this have some juice? Yes, it does. Kind of. So this thing was a top of the line machine back in 2008. It has a Core 2 Duo P9. Oh, okay. Windows saved the current session to disk because the battery reached critical level. Yeah, let's go ahead and. Okay, so the battery is about to die on this as well as it resumes Windows. So I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna set this down, and I'm gonna try to. Let's move the keyboard out of the way. So I'm gonna try to. Yeah, it's about to die. I'm gonna go grab the charger real quick for this one. So. I heard a noise. What's it doing? Is it giving me the... Oh, did it just die? Yes, it did. I saw the login screen for half a second. Alright. Plug this in. Okay. Plug this in real quick. Try this again. Now that we plugged it back in. Ooh, the screen's dusty. Are we gonna come back? Or did I plug it in too late? I think I plugged it in too late. Yeah, it's not. Oh goodness. It does not like it when I let it die. Oh, there it goes. So there's our... I was watching YouTube on it. If I go to the desktop. So... But yeah, so it's got a 1680 by 1050 display, 16 by 10, which is an awesome aspect ratio. I guess you can't see that because it's too bright, but yeah. So, and this one is pretty good. This is going to get its own video, of course, but this thing I've had for years. I've had various. Unfortunately I can't find the original SSD that I had in it, which was a Samsung 840 Evo. I don't really know what happened to that, but yeah. So either way, so this is that, and I'll go ahead and actually shut this down properly. I'll go ahead and hibernate it so that way it actually. But yeah, so this one's Windows Vista Business. Although at some point I'll reinstall. Even though I set this up recently, I'm going to reinstall. Vista Ultimate on it. Wait for it to go. Wait for it to hibernate. Come on. Hibernation is not quick on legacy versions of Windows. But yeah, so that is that. So that's the T500. And now I'll show you the twist. Which now that I plug that in, it's probably going to pop up straight away. Yep, I heard the fan kick on. The fan is a bit noisy in this because it has a full-on Core i5 real-time clock error. Oh, I get that all the time. And it says press escape to continue, even though I have the thing flipped over. Okay. Let's press escape. Okay. Let's escape that. Let's escape that. So... Okay. Can I get out of this? Okay. There we go. And I didn't set up Windows correctly, so it's in legacy mode and not in UEFI mode, which is not ideal. But yeah, so that's, again, it's way too bright, but yeah. So I go to the desktop. Yeah, there we go. It's Windows 8, so you got the charms bar and all that stuff, and the start screen, all that. And ironically, both of these have the same SSD in them and the same RAM at the moment, because I think I accidentally downgraded my ThinkPad from 6 gigs to 4 gigs, and then this one had 4 gigs. So I go to more details and performance. Yeah, so it's got 4 gigs of RAM, and yeah, I've got Aero Glass installed on Windows 8, which looks really pretty. I love the glass effect when you install the Aero Glass theme on Windows 8. So yeah, Windows 8 is, I actually really like Windows 8. But I also liked Vista, so clearly I'm not cultured. Strangely enough, a lot of people like Windows 7. I have had very little positive experiences with Windows 7 outside of other people's machines. On my own machines, Windows 7 has been just a slog. But Windows 8, Windows Vista, Windows 10 has been pretty good. Windows 11 also, I don't like Windows 11 either. Let's see how far back I am. Can you do a review on the Missile Power Force Bag 3525? I will at some point very soon. CSA. I'm trying to figure out like what machine to review next, because there's so many good ones. There's a lot of Bissels. So I don't know what I should review next. There's also some machines that I reviewed many years ago that I feel like deserve a redo, like the Power Glides, the Phantom Lightning, stuff like that. But yeah. So while I'm here, drop some suggestions. What videos do you want to see next? Because I always get overwhelmed with the amount of vacuums I have, and even when I post polls and stuff, I still get overwhelmed. And I don't know what to do. I'm going to film a video tonight, so you guys will determine what goes... Jesus Christ, what I just run over. You guys will determine what video goes up tomorrow. Oh no, that'll break them. It'd be funny if I missed and I just shattered this screen right here on this laptop. These don't make good drumsticks. I feel like I'm just making the plastic brittle and I'm going to break these. This one's faded. This one's faded more than this one is. This one's faded, but it has a cleaner brush roll. Let's see. I have a purple HP Pavilion G6. There's a green soft touch reaction. Rickover says twist. Yeah. CS8. My school had something like those before they switched to the crappy Dell Latitudes, which are much worse. Wow, amazing. CS8, but it could also be their shitty firewall fucking them up. Yeah. CS8 says, I remember on Crazy Games, me and my friends would play Shell Shockers even though I wasn't very good at it until the site got blocked. Secret startup screen, yes. Microsoft Windows 7, yeah. Oh yeah, and the Windows Vista startup screen still exists in modern Windows. Yes, it does. CSA, a used PC parts store in Japan that closed over 20 years ago. What about Windows Me? I haven't used Windows Me in a while. One of the computers that runs our embroidery machines at work still runs Windows Me. XP is top tier. It really is. Yeah, Rick Hoover says Ultra MVP. I think it's the second time you mentioned that. I probably should do that. I also finally dug out the Dirt Devil Eye because I had so many people asking me about it, and I finally went upstairs the other day and I just ripped everything out of the way and dug out the Dirt Devil Eye. It's still sitting upstairs, but it's actually at the top of the stairs right now. So at some point, when I get the motivation to actually do a vacuum repair and diagnostic video, which hopefully will be tomorrow, not the video that goes up tomorrow, but the video that gets filmed tomorrow for the next time, hopefully that'll be the Dirt Devil Eye. Because I do not want someone to beat me to that as far as getting a video out there. I wanna like monopolize the machines that don't have videos on them. Stuff like the Power Glide, like the original Power Glide and the Dirt Devil Eye and stuff like that. I'm trying to think, what other machines do I have that no one's ever done a video on? That GE upright, has anyone ever done a video on that? I mean, I can't do much with it because there's no bag door, but it's interesting. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, the Velocity. There's nobody's really done many videos on the Velocity. There are a few collectors that have this liftoff though. But yeah, you can tell I started trying to organize these shelves back here. That's gonna take a while. I got that one shelf there, somewhat put together, and I gotta find something to put there. Which obviously there's plenty of stuff. So, but yeah, XP is top tier. If you're on the Power Glide Platinum Rewind. Power Glide Platinum Rewind. What? CSA, I keep on forgetting what machines you have. All of them. I have so many. I really should make like an actual list of all the machines I have, because I actually legit can't remember half the time. CSA, Wessel work, yeah. Colton's, okay. Jeremiah, I like to use the V11 as a trombone. You can find them on Google sometimes. John Smith, Panasonic Vac, etc. Yeah. Panasonic Vac's video on this I actually watched like right when I got it, and it was still sitting in the box. But yeah. Would you guys be interested in me unboxing like a big box of Phantom parts that I got today here on stream? Because I know when I do dedicated videos on Phantom stuff, it doesn't always do well. But I always like to open every package on camera in case something's missing. Or not as it should be. But yeah, Panasonic Vac. I love John Smith. He's such a sweetheart. He's one of those guys where it's like, I don't mean this in a creepy way, but I just want to give him a hug. And it's not just because he's cute, but that helps. Let's see. R3T. What is that name? R3D T3D? Hey, Chance, maybe when you get like a few more Bissels, is it possible for you to do an evolution of Bissels? Oh, that reminds me. Part of the reason why I bought that 1739 Power Force was so that way I could do that on the Power Forces. Because I have the 3522-5, I've got the 3525, I've got the 3537, and I've got the 1739. So I'd be missing the 10 amp one in between, but the Sanitaire kind of fills that gap. So even though I'm missing a couple machines, I don't have the original 3525, I don't have the 71Y7, and I don't have the 1398. Oh, also just call me Red. Okay, got it. I'm probably going to forget, but I'll try to remember that. Oh yeah, because the R3D is red. So Red Ted. Okay, that took me way too long to figure out. Sometimes that didn't click with me. Sorry, my brain is fried. But yeah, so Red Ted, like Red Dead Redemption. But yeah, Red. Okay, thanks, Red. So let's see. Is that enough to do a video? Because yeah, I'm missing the 71Y7 and the 1398. But is that enough? I mean, worst case scenario, if I get those machines in the future, I could always redo the Power Force video, right? So I still have enough to do it in the meantime. I mean, you guys are suggesting it, so. And of course, I've got. Well, here's the thing. I've got the big green, which is essentially a 71Y7-V, but with a commercial cord. But it's at work. Is it worth bringing that home to be in the video, or do you think the Sanitaire SO4110A would fit the bill just fine? Because that would slot in as the 10 amp version. Am I overthinking it? I don't know. Because the reason why you haven't seen the big green commercial in so long is because I literally just keep it at work. And I just use it there. And it's been like that for the last like year and a half. So that's the reason why you haven't seen that machine in a while. Because it's been working, you know. I use it to vacuum the store at least every other week, but usually every week. Okay, recently it's been more like every other week because I've been sick and haven't had the energy. But usually I try to vacuum every week. But yeah. I have a 71Y7 that's heavily faded and covered in stickers. Ooh. You could still do it, yeah, pretty much most Power Forces, yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is that's also because I had a 71Y7 a couple years ago. And the reason why I got rid of it is because I have the same machine, but with one with a commercial pigtail cord and one with a commercial cord and a metal handle. So, and which is just better. It's the same machine, but better. So that's why I never bothered to keep a 71Y7, because I already have two Power Forces with 10 amp motors, and they're actually some of my favorite machines, because those 10 amp motors are actually my favorite Bissell motors, because they have the energy efficiency of the 10 amp, but they're not as screechy as the 8 amp motors, and they tend to be the toughest out of all the motors. I feel like the 12 amp motors, while they're decent, they are prone to having the bearings go bad in them occasionally, but the 10 amp ones are like bulletproof pretty much. I don't think I've ever seen a 10 amp one with a bad motor. I've seen ones where the bearings have rubbed a little bit, but like they still run okay. Didn't you have a 1398 Power Force? I did a couple years ago, but I sold it. And I didn't sell it to a collector. I just sold it to a normal person. Although, now that I have the box for one, I do want to get another one. So that way I can build it as a full, like, boxed unit. You know, that'd be the goal, is to find another 1398, like, completely refurb it from the ground up, pack it up in the box, and sell it to another collector who wants it, because it'd be, like, the last iteration of the consumer tier design. Although again, the current Big Green and Sanitaire are better because they have better build quality, and they have better motors, because the 10 amp motors are much better than the 8 amp motors. At least in my opinion. I mean, objectively in terms of specs, they're better because they're more powerful and they're more reliable. But yeah. Let's see. Red says, how would you feel if you found a dirt double with vigor, like the black color of the Breeze Featherlight Cyclonic, and had a height adjustment and turbo brush? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so... yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because I think Grayson had one many, many years ago. Honestly, I liked the Dirt Devil Breeze Cyclonic. As much as a lot of people didn't like it, I mean, I kind of convinced myself not to like it. And to be fair, it was kind of superfluous in my collection, but, you know, in a vacuum, no pun intended, I actually really like the Breeze Cyclonic. In some ways, I like it more than the original Breeze. I know, sue me. I have one in the basement right now, but the motor's completely shot in it, and the dust cup is missing the lid, the trap door. So it's pretty junk at this point. But yeah, I do technically have one, but it's obviously too far gone. But I still let it rot away in the basement on the off chance that I find one that needs those parts. Colton says, I saw $13.98 and I wanted it, but I was out of money. Yeah, that'll happen. The older style navigators were so much better. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I kind of want an older Breeze Featherlight, yeah. I don't remember if I have a normal Breeze in the basement. No, I think I do. I've got a blue one. I had 2 red ones at one point, but I think I sold one of the red ones. Do you still got that beat up Power Groom Helix Rewind? Also, you're hoping to find one working in the future. I think so. I was just in the basement like yesterday, but I don't remember if I saw it there. Maybe I need to just do a video at some point of all the vacuums that are in the basement. But the basement is my basement for some reason gets ridiculously dusty, and it's really difficult to be down there for a while because of everything. So I need to just spend like an entire day just mopping the entire basement and just trying to get all the dust knocked down, and like get an air purifier down there and just see if I can get it to stay on top of it. Because then I'd feel comfortable doing a video on all the basement vacs. I mean, then again, should I really feel bad about that? Because a lot of unfinished basements are dirty. As long as it's not too bad, I'll probably try to clean it up a little bit and get everything organized a bit more. Because the basement is kind of a catch-all. There's like a bunch of random junk down there, and none of it's really organized. It's like a random washer, a random broken air conditioner, a bunch of vacuums, some carpet cleaners, a bunch of boxes just all over the place. It's not organized as it should be. I mean, are we surprised? Because even my upstairs area is still pretty disorganized, unfortunately. I kind of want an older Breeze Featherlight. And do you still got that beat up Power Groom Helix Rewind? Oh yeah, I guess I didn't answer the second half of your question. So the first answer is I actually don't remember, but I think so. And then the second half was, are you hoping to find a working one in the future? I'm not too worried about it because the Power Groom bagless exists, and in my opinion, that machine's better in every way because it's the exact same vacuum, only without the cord rewind, and I don't like cord rewinds. So I have no reason to care about the Power Groom Helix Rewind at all. Because if you want one, just buy the Power Groom bagless. Vacuum's Aviation Guide. The Power Groom bagless was recently discontinued. I don't believe that's the case. Is that true? Because I've heard that 100 times, and I never knew it to be true. If that's the case, if it finally is, then I need to run to Big Lots tomorrow and grab one. Because if I know there's not going to be any left, then I might actually finally bite the bullet and grab another one. I bought one 6 years ago, but I sold it, and I sold it for like $60 too, and I think I got it on sale for like $60 or $70. So I actually didn't lose. Even though I used it for a little bit, I actually didn't lose any money on it, really, like in practicality. I just happened to get lucky, but yeah. So if it's the case, Big Lots will still be around. Yeah. So if it's the case that they were finally discontinued, then I would want to grab one. I mean, Big Lots still has them on sale. They're on sale right now for $72, which isn't an amazing deal. Oh, 20% off primetime sale. Final price is marked. Because they're normally $90, which, to be fair, with inflation, is actually not unreasonable at all. That being said, there are better machines you can get. The newer generation Bissell's are actually better. They're lighter weight. They clean about the same, and they have better filtration. That being said, this is an interesting machine. I don't need this though because I have the Power Force Turbo. That's the thing, is I really don't need this. But it's like, it is on sale. I could. 6 years. Yeah, like if I look, I'm pretty sure it was 6 years ago. I thought it was 2018. Let's look it up real quick. So, Bissell Power Broom Bagless. Okay, so the review was 4 years ago, and wait, 4 years ago? I swore this was 6 years ago. Nope, 2020. Okay, I was wrong. For some reason, I thought I bought this in 2018. Oh, I know why I thought that, because mine was manufactured in 2018. That's why. It's because the one that I bought in 2020 was made 2 years prior. So that's where I got confused. So the vacuum was 6 years old. Or it would be 6 years old now. Okay. So that's where that was. Wanted to know about the filters. Oops. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, that's all of them. So, okay. So it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And, yeah. So, yeah, okay. That's crazy because I think it's because this was filmed at my dad's house, like right before I moved out. So I think it just feels a lot older than it actually was. It's like, look how small my collection was. There's that orange Power Force. There's the Runabout that I still have. The 07 original, the 07 low reach that I still have. And you know that's the thing is my collection was small enough that it could fit in the corner of a room and in a closet, and that's it. Wow, I have too many fucking vacuums. Because this was a reasonable number. Yeah. Oh goodness, that's the thing is there's a bunch of vacuums I want to sell, and if I did successfully sell them, I whittle down my collection to about a room full. But I just have to have the motivation. I think I listed the Stratos the other day, and that was it on eBay. Chance, will you ship the preferred? Yeah, absolutely. Do a video on that Runabout. I really need to. Oh, I need to do a video on the turquoise Runabout as well. I'll do it on the white one first because I've had that one longer. But yeah, I'll ship a preferred. It literally is on eBay with shipping. I just need to figure out how to change it. It won't let me change it to a buy it now. Unless I like set it for like a ridiculous price. I guess I could change it to a buy it now, set it to a ridiculous price, and then just send like an offer to everybody who views it. I guess I could do that. It's kind of jank, and I know some people are gonna bitch on Facebook about me asking too much for those machines, but it is what it is. People did that with the Bissells too. You can't win either way. Does that what? Does that soft toy have a SPH? What? Are you talking about bingo? You mean bingo? I don't know what SPH means, but it's bingo. specifically positioned hole. Are you kidding me? It's bingo. Really? Really? Bad. Did you just say what's his name? You've never watched Bluey, have you? And no. God, you people are terrible. It's okay. It's okay. She's bingo. Have you never watched Bluey? It is the greatest cartoon to ever grace this planet. I love her. I love Bingo. I want a Bandit plushie from Bruley. I want a Bandit plushie too. I love Bandit. I wish my dad was Bandit. No offense to my actual dad. My actual dad's awesome. But, come on. Bandit is awesome. Yeah, it's Bingo. I have Bluey too. I have both the sisters. I have both of them. I have the both of them. Alright, so let's see. But yeah, so Colton asked, do you have a Power Glide Platinum bag? Yes, I do. A chance, weird question, but have you done anything with the 3 Hoover M powers? It's not a weird question. Unlike the previous question. God, that was fucking weird. You know, they're kids, right? Jesus Christ, you people are terrible. But anyways, so the 3 runabouts, I have not runabouts, M powers, I haven't done anything with. I need to though, because they all have their own issues, but with the different things that are wrong with them, I could probably build 2 good ones out of the 3 shitty ones, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. The orange one, in its current state, the motor's completely shot and there's a bunch of broken pieces. But the bin's okay. And then smashed a bug. And then I have a blue one that works fine, but the bin is messed up, so I'm going to switch those 2 bins. And then I have a green one that's perfectly fine, it just needs cleaned. So it's not even really building 2 good ones, it's just refurbing the green one and refurbing the blue one, but switching the bin from the orange one since the blue's bin is messed up. And the orange one is just kind of shot, and it's just going to kind of keep rotting away for parts, because I think some of the cord hooks and tool hooks, I think, are busted off. But yeah. Blue IKEA. I love Bandit, even though I never watched the show. I love Bluey. It's my comfort show. My autism likes the show. I watched Sleepy Time and I cried. Yes, I'm a grown man in his mid-20s, and I can confidently say that I cried while watching the Sleepy Time episode. And if you want to make fun of me, then watch that fucking episode yourself and tell me you didn't cry when Bingo was dreaming. Tell me. Anyways. But yeah, so I remember he also had 2 Bissell Easyvacs. Yes, many years ago I did have 2 Bissell Easyvacs. Museum said I wear leather shorts. The only thing I know about Bluey is that they call Bunnings an Australian Home Depot place. Something else, and they changed one store's signage to correlate to the show. Yeah. Speaking of Easyvacs, where'd you sell both your Easyvacs? I think I sold them both on Marketplace, because I don't think I was doing anything else at the time other than Marketplace. Ever owned a Bissell Hercules Light? It looks kind of cool. No. Also, I just forgot. Someone earlier up asked about the pet hair eraser. I sold that ages ago. I remembered seeing that, but I forgot where it was. So whoever asked that, yeah, I sold that one ages ago. I sold it to a friend of mine, actually, and she hasn't talked to me since, which makes me sad because she was one of my best friends. But like all my local friends, they just eventually forget I exist, and I try to reconnect to them. I try to message them and say, hey, we should catch up sometime, and they just ignore me. Like, I get it. You know, we're all adults. We're busy, especially because a lot of them have kids and stuff, and they're a couple years older. I totally get that, but it's like, when it's been like 5 years and you haven't responded to me at all, it's like, that just makes me feel like a piece of shit, honestly. I don't like people. Let's see. Oh. Okay, this comment is kind of unhinged. Caddy says, there's just something about a man in shiny black leather that I love, and a heart emoji. Let's try to keep it... First off, yes, but... I agree, but yes. Let's try to keep it PG. At a minimum, PG-13. That's a little NC-17. Let's kind of let's keep it. I do not. First off, I'm not monetizing this stream, but that doesn't mean we need to go too off the rails. Remember, younger people do watch these streams as much as I say the streams are for older audiences. So let's not go overboard here. Like, you know. Although yes, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but still, bad. Where's my spray bottle? Bad. Get down. Not like that. Oh my goodness! I keep dropping this cup. This is the one with the flamingos on it. Bingo flamingo. So that's that. We'll put that over here so it's out of the way. Also, this is full of ice water. Are you guys proud of me? I don't drink soda anymore. Vertex says, can you show us the basement vacs? Eventually, yeah. I kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but you might have missed it. I do plan on doing that soon. I just want to get the basement cleaned up more before I do that. Red says, be honest, Chance, but do you think Dirt Devil took a good step with the multi-surface? Absolutely, actually. If they can go back to a more standard tool fitting, and they start making parts available, it'll be a great machine. Really, genuinely. It cleans good, it filters well, the build quality is solid by Dirt Devil standards. The biggest issue is just parts availability. And then also, again, if I had a nitpick, it has a custom fitting, which I don't like. So you can't expand the attachment ecosystem. And the occluded attachments are not great. So if they would change the fitting and start making parts available and stop being TTI, then it'd be a great machine. That's the only reason I don't recommend it, is because of the custom fitting and the lack of parts available. Because Bissells are cheaper, or at a minimum the same price, have parts available, and you can use much bigger ecosystem of attachments. It's a no-brainer. There's no reason to pick a Dirt Devil over a Bissell in practical reasons, and anyone who says that is lying to you. Same with Hoover. Yeah, there's no reason to pick a Hoover over a Bissell, and anyone who says different doesn't know what they're talking about, or they're shilling for TTI. That's all there is to it. Everyone wants to say that Bissell's a shit company, but at least not all of their shit is made in China. Some of it's made in the Netherlands and in other countries. They're still based out of Michigan. They're still an American company, and they have the Bissell Pet Foundation. And their warranty is the most friendly out of any of the other companies, compared to TTI or probably Medea as well. So, I mean, they're just objectively the least shitty. I don't really understand. You don't have to love Bissell. I mean, every company sucks now, but it's like, I don't understand. Like, I always cringe whenever people are like, ooh, Bissell. And I'm like, you elitist piece of shit. Not everyone can afford a Cibo or a Miele, and frankly, not everyone wants one. If you seriously, if you go to someone who says they have $60 to spend on a vacuum and you tell them not to buy a Bissell, you actively are hurting the community. I'm not kidding. Like, I know it's kind of a hot take, but it's like, it's the truth. There is an objective best budget vacuum, and there's only one. Like, so the choice is obvious. Anyone who, and obviously you know what I'm going to grab, but if anyone says that they have $60 to spend on a brand new vacuum, and you tell them to buy anything other than this, then you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry. You just don't. Like, unless they tell you specifically, I do not want bagged, and I can't handle a bagless, and I'm allergic to the color blue. If someone's willing to get a bagged machine, which they should be, especially when you let them know how cheap the bags are, again, if you have less than $100 to spend on an upright vacuum, there's only one choice. There's literally one choice. And that's not me shilling. That's just how it is. There's nothing from Eureka that's relevant, and there's nothing from Hoover or Dirt Devil or any aspect of TTI that's relevant. Do I wish there was more competition in the budget vacuum space, like true competition? There just isn't. Because what else is there? What else is there? Like, I genuinely ask, like, is there anything else that I'm missing? Because this is the only choice, from what I can understand. It's 12 pounds, has an aggressive stiff brush roll, is super lightweight. Parts are available on the website, not as many as the Big Green, but a reasonable smattering of parts are available. Again, not everything, but you got a 23-foot cord, you got a stretch hose, you got a better crevice tool than the bagless one. You've got a basic dusting upholstery brush, which is still more of an upholstery brush than dusting brush. This is still not soft enough. Although, it varies batch to batch. Sometimes you get lucky and you get one from a batch with softer bristles, but most of the time, it's... That's all there is to it. Like, I miss the days. I miss the days when you could go into a Walmart with $60 and you had a huge list of good options to pick from. You know, but yeah, that's the thing. The second that Bissell discontinues this machine, and the fact that they haven't updated this thing in 8 years really fucking scares me. Although I'm glad they didn't, because this is fine the way it is. It doesn't have any stupid clear windows that just get gunked up with garbage. It doesn't have a stupid squeegee that gets in the way of bare floors or gets in the way of carpets. It's just fine. It's just fine the way it is. You just put a fucking clean fairy HEPA bag in there, close it up, and go your merry way. And that's the thing. And because of how much slack this hose has, you know, pretend I bought an extra wand. You can even just add. You can literally just put the wand there, and then just put that right there, and just like that, and just keep an extra wand on board. And now it's about the same length as the old model. Sure, it's kind of jank because it sticks out a bit, but it works. You can do it. So I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. And the good news is that this pedal is, well, not really. I'm trying to get this pedal to go back into place. And then, of course, you got the extra long crevice tool. Yes, the wand isn't as long as it should be, but you can still fit the older, longer wands on it. And again, like, you know, I've demonstrated this before, but if you only have, well, I guess technically you'd have to buy the tool, but if you only have $60 to spend on the vacuum itself, and you need to also do bare floors, then go on Bissell's website, buy 2 more of these wands, and then go on eBay and get yourself one of these articulating hard floor tools, and there you go. Obviously put more wands on, like I said, but now you can clean hard floors. It fits on there perfectly, and now you can clean hard floors with it. You don't need a stupid squeegee. You know, or you can use, if you have an old Kenmore or Panasonic floor tool lying around, just use that. You know, I said that 100,000 times. Or if you want a dedicated machine, then for the same price as this, pick up the Bag Bissell Zing. $130, and you've got an entire cleaning fleet. You got this for carpets and for, you know, upholstery cleaning and whatnot. And then you got the Zing for bare floors and, you know, other types of cleaning. Can I put this on right? Yeah, find the seam right there. These used to be on sale refurbished. Unfortunately, they're not anymore. But back then, you could get them for like $45 refurbished with a 6-month warranty. Made it into a quick draw wand. Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, it could probably fit. I wonder if a Dyson one would fit on this. It probably would. Obviously not a modern one, or not an old one, but like a modern one. Yeah, made into a quick draw wand. Yeah, exactly. Just like the older Bissells with the handle on it. Recommended it back to my sister, yeah. They updated the bagless ones. Yeah. Okay, let me go back. After my rant, I'm sure I DK Fuel, I have old friends that are married with kids and they respond once and that's it. It's brutal. This just happened to me and it resonates hard. Yeah. Cool. Oh God, I'm not even gonna read that comment. Vertex says, what Mountain Dew flavor do you like when you were drinking soda? I don't like any of them anymore. I can't drink soda anymore. Once in a blue moon I can have a Coke if I'm like eating something at the same time. But I can't drink soda by itself anymore. I mean, I still have a bunch. I still have a whole case of Mountain Dew, a case of Coke. I have a couple vanilla Cokes left. Those I might be able to drink, but most stuff, I mean, I tried drinking just a normal Coke, one of those small 7-ounce cans. Halfway through, I had to quit. I was like, no, I can't do that anymore. They're just gross. I think I legit got a stomach bug from like the last time I drank soda, and I was like crazily sick. And I think that's what I needed, just to shock my system and just to really punch it in my face that like, yeah, you need to stop this shit. Like you're not gonna live a good life if you keep drinking soda, especially with how often I was drinking it. I wasn't drinking like 10 a day, but I was drinking. Sometimes I was drinking 1 a day, sometimes I was drinking 2 a day. Sometimes I wasn't drinking any in a day, but like, you know, half a can or something, or just one with lunch or whatever. And it's like, you know, there were definitely days I went with and without, but like it still averaged at probably about a can a day, and that's just not good for you. Not even close. For the fitting, you can possibly 3D print adapter. Yeah, they probably make an adapter where you could adapt it to 1.25 inch. I didn't even think about that, but I'm sure someone out there can adapt it to 1.25 inch. Well, there is that Dyson adapter that goes to 1.25 inch, but I don't think I have one. But that'd be interesting to try, because if that fits that floor tool, then the adapter that goes from that to 1.25 inch would also fit. And then I could adapt I could adapt all these missiles to 1.25 inch. I didn't even think about that. I don't know. I don't think I have one of those Dyson adapters. I have the one that goes the other way around. I have the one that goes from 1.25 inch to the Dyson fitting, but not the other way around. But I know they make them. It's like a long tube thing. I probably should order one, because that'd be kind of handy. But yeah, TTI definitely won't do that. Yeah, of course. I know I'm 10 minutes behind. Give me a sec. Red says, although I do think Dirt Devil took Bissell's Powerful Helix style and copied it and slightly changed it, even their multi-service rewind is just a clean view active wand. Yeah. Rick says they're bootlickers. So did Sanitaire, they copied Bissell. Bissell is Sanitaire. They're the same company. It's not a copy if it's the same company. Be like me and Rick Hoover, be like me and hate every company. Yeah, absolutely. Caddy says, does Royal still exist, or do they turn into Dirt Devil? Yeah, Royal's gone. Blue IKEA says, wait until performance reviews hears this. He's gonna have a scream down. I'll get my popcorn. I don't think Alex is actually like that. I mean, he's done a lot, and I've said this about it multiple times, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. I know Alex has said a lot of things that I strongly disagree with, and I think he needs to apologize for, just because of how immature his responses were and how he's treated other people in the past. But at the same time, I do kind of unintentionally reference him a lot, because I hear him say like these weird things like, the average vacuum costs $800, and these weird things like, oh, it's unreasonable to expect a vacuum for under $200. And it's like, I understand the point that he's trying to make. I'm not delusional in thinking that he means it in a literal sense. But it's like, when you say stuff like that, it just makes you seem out of touch, especially when in the same breath you're trying to sell someone an $800 Miele, or God forbid a $2,500 central vac install. And it's like, you're not going to get on people's good side with that, because you're going to make customers think that, oh, this person doesn't actually care about giving me something that's good. They just want me to buy the most expensive things so that way they make the most money. Even though I don't think that's the case, that's the way it's going to come across to a lot of people. And do you really think that I would, and I'm not going to sit here and say that his integrity or anything like that, because I have no room to talk there, or that's not the right phrase. I don't think he's like compromised or anything like that. I really don't. But I do think that sometimes he gets so fixated on the bad experiences he's had fixing a lot of these types of machines, and he'll point to that being basically a write-off for anything like that. But the problem that I have is that he will then unironically recommend something from TTI. And it's like, that's a problem. And that is kind of what I was saying before. Like, you'll recommend this weird shark knockoff that TTI just shat out one day, that literally had bad motor bearings out of the box, but you'll dissuade someone from buying one of these, or buying the big. How many times on Reddit and on Facebook have I recommended to people who post in the vacuum group saying, oh, I'm looking for a vacuum that does carpet very well and has parts available, and is cheap to run and is $150 or less, and I say, big green commercial, BGU 1451T, here's the machine for $132 on Amazon, here's a 20-pack of HEPA bags for $20 that'll last you 3 years at least, here's a 10-pack of belts for $10 that'll last you, again, about 3, 4, 5 years in belt changes. So you've got a whole setup for $150 where you won't have to buy anything else for at least the next 5 or 6 years. And people just ignore it. And they'll be like, oh, buy the new Hoover Task Vac commercial. And I'm like, that thing's a piece of shit. Or, oh, buy the Auric XL commercial. And I'm like, you're recommending a customer a direct air machine in 2024? Like I don't understand it. And it's like, and no one can tell me, and I've said this before, no one can actually respond to me and explain to me why that Big Green is worse than the other machines. How many times have I seen people post that Big Green on Reddit and everyone just like, ew, that's not a real vacuum. And it's like, why not? And I'm the only one in the comments saying, this was a good choice. Here's where you can keep it running. I've had mine for 6 years and it's been running just fine. You know? And it's like, but that's the thing is, no one can argue against it for whatever reason, so they just ignore it. And they recommend something that's worse. I don't get it. And I think a lot of it is just because some people just have a hate boner for Bissell. And I don't really understand why, because TTI is a worse company at this point. Full stop. Like, there's no debate about that. And that's the thing is, people hand over fist recommend the Bissell Big Green Carpet Cleaner over everything else. And I'm just saying, just get the damn matching vacuum and have the whole set. But everyone's like, no, that's a bad idea. It's just a Bissell with a commercial cord. No, the fuck it's not. You are full of shit and you've never used this machine. The plastic is entirely different. The whole thing has extra seals around the motor and around the plastic. It's a sealed system. The thing blows a 0 on a particle counter. Even with paper bags in it. It blows a 0 on a particle counter. Like, God, people are fucking stupid. But yeah, be like me and hate. Yeah, Rick Hoover, be like me and hate every company. Absolutely. But yeah. DK Fuel, I wish it had an easily accessible post-motor filter. Hey, that's where the Big Green comes in. K Hart says, Bissells are probably the best for the buck in terms of store brand stuff. Budget vacuums are kind of disgusting though, because they leak dust as they clean it and you breathe that through the high amount. Why do you think I recommended the bagged one? Because it doesn't leak dust. Also, most Bissells don't leak dust anymore. Like, sure, they don't have good post-motor filter filtration, but the overall filtration is still better because you have a much better cycle impact and you have much better dust separation before it enters the motor. There's a reason why you can open up a modern Bissell that hasn't been abused and the motor is still spotless. But again, like, if you're worried about it, just get this thing. Oh, Bissell spew dust. Not any more than any other machine. Not any more than anything from TTI or anything from Medea. I'd say Medea is probably the worst of the three, just because of their filter setup. And again, if you don't want it to spew dust, there's an option. But realistically, if you empty the thing before it gets full and you wash the filter like you're supposed to, they don't spew dust anymore. The only reason that people think that these machines spew dust is because they'll see machines in environments where people did not take care of them and never wash the fucking filter and vacuum up a bunch of fine dust. Commercial environments. Great example. And they'll be like, oh, it doesn't filter well. And it's like, yeah, it's not a sealed system with a HEPA filter, but like, if you're not overloading it with dust, then it won't spew dust. Yeah. Rick Hoover, I was thinking more of the Panasonics. TR says, I'm back, mentioning the quick draws. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're right, because the Panasonic has the big... Yeah, I get what you mean now. What do you think of that NOS Fat 360 I sent you? It's more than I want to spend on it, but if I wanted one, which I kind of do, but not for that price, I'd be tempted. But I'm not doing that. But there is someone out there who will, for sure. Rick Hoover, Reddit will be Reddit, yeah. Although I did just see on the Dyson subreddit where someone bought a Ball Multifloor 2 for $40, and they're like, oh, it's howling. And I'm like, put a filter in it. And they're like, all right, that fixed it. Thanks. Oh my god, I saw the most brain dead thing on the Dyson subreddit. The Dyson subreddit is just a shit show because it's literally just everyone hating on Dyson, which, like, it should just be a Dyson bitch subreddit. Because there was someone who bought a Multifloor Origin like a few years ago, like on sale. You know, back when they were like $300 or something like that, and Dyson ran out of cleaner heads, so they had them send their old machine in, and they sent them a brand new Ball Animal 3 UP30 for free. And this person bitched about it and just kept saying, oh, I don't like it. The bin is smaller and it's heavier to use. I'm like, it's the same bin. It's the exact same bin. And they're like, but the cleaner head's shorter. And I'm like, because it doesn't have the belt spot in the middle. It's the same usable, it's literally better because it's the same usable brush width, but it's a smaller width so you can get into corners easier. And they just kept complaining and complaining and complaining about it. And I tried to help them and be like, look, you know. And I told them, I was like, look, I'll send you another UP13. Go ahead. And I said, send me your Ball Animal 3 and I'll send you another UP13. I was like, you know, if you hate it that bad, you know, I'll take your UP13. You know, I'll take your UP30 and I'll give you a UP13. And I even offered, I was like, I can send you a new cleaner head for you for your UP13. I've got a brand new one. And you can just give me your UP30. And they're like, oh, but Dyson took it back. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And I'm just like, I wish I sent in like one of my Ball Animal 2s or something, got a free Ball Animal 3. And they kept saying, oh, I feel like Dyson swindled me. And it's like, I feel like Dyson ripped me off. And I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like, I don't want to say that you're fucking stupid, but you're fucking stupid. Like, oh, I feel, even if you're frustrated, which Dyson's parts distribution has been trash recently, so that's totally valid. But I'm like, I just got a new cleaner head from them, no problem. But maybe they were out when you bought it. And they gave you the newest, most expensive, brand new uprights? And you're still complaining? How the fuck are you supposed to be happy? What else can they realistically do? That's literally... Can you imagine any company just... It's crazy to me. It's like, what the shit? I'm like, I would love to send in my UP13 or my DC41 or whatever and get swapped out with a friggin' Animal 3. I would love that. Alright. Does Medea make the Power Force? They make the Compact, but they don't make any of the other ones. Colton, I've had my Bissell Big Green Pro Power Force bag for 5 years and never changed the belt. You should change the belt. I mean, a year is one thing, but 5 years, you need to change that belt. Ben says, hope you're doing well. I am. Kay says, what is your favorite vacuum? The Phantom Fury and the Bissell Power Glide Ultra. Those are my two favorite vacuums. Ben says, some people don't know how to STFU and be grateful. Yeah, I don't get it. Like you're actually just complaining. Like, it's one thing to complain. Like, imagine if you were Dyson reading that and you're like, I gave you a brand new vacuum. Like, you literally used your vacuum for years, and I gave you a free upgrade to the newest, most expensive model that was more expensive than what yours was at the time. In exchange for your used Dyson. Like, what else can you expect them to do? I don't understand these people. It's like, what did you expect them to do? Did you expect them to give you $1,000, eat your ass, and wax your car? Like, what is wrong with these people? I don't get it. And like Rick Hoover said, entitlement is an epidemic. It really is. It's crazy. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Wonder what they would do if I sent in my DC-07. They'd probably send it back to you, and they'd be like, oh, we don't fix these anymore. Although, if you take it to the Dyson Service Center, if they have DC-07 parts, I think they'll still fit those parts for you. They don't have clutches anymore, but they've got, if you wanted to get like some filters and a lower hose and a main hose, you could do that. Vacuum enthusiast, what do you think about the NV352 versus Apex Stratos? It's better in every way. Vacuum and shampooer guy says, how have you been doing, Chance? I've been doing pretty good, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I've been kind of like in and out as far as like motivation and to do stuff and stuff. You know, videos have been kind of sparse. But I'm feeling a bit better now than I was earlier today and over the last couple days. So I still can't hear anything out of this ear, which is not good. But I'm probably going to go to the walk-in clinic tomorrow and try to get that resolved. But at least the pressure and the pain are kind of taken care of. I feel like it's getting better though. Like I feel the pressure difference. Like I'm getting closer to it being unblocked. I can feel the difference. But it's still blocked. Yeah, I saw that you're a member, Vacuum and Shampooer guy. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Kay Hartman says, I'm happy with the company as long as I get what was advertised and they honor their warranty so long as the machine was used and maintained as intended. See, that's perfectly fair. And I think that's what most people... that's what most people want. Red asks, are the bags on the Velocity smaller than the Power Force bags? Yeah, they're much smaller. They're like even smaller than most canister vacuums. Yeah, they're not great. Hell, I was at Goodwill last week and there was a DC-65 there that I passed on, and imagine if I sent that into Dyson. I sent my DC-41 into Dyson because their system fucked up and said that it was still under warranty, so I sent it in, and then the guy was like, oh, it's actually not under warranty, and I'm like, well, shit, that sucks. Although they ended up fixing it, thankfully. And then I broke it again, and so then I fixed it myself. Or no, I remember. So the lower hose broke on it. I sent it in, they fixed it, and then like within the 6 months, which I think is the normal, or is it a year? There's like a warranty on the part that they put in, and it failed within that time period. So the guy sent me another one, and I just installed it myself. So that was nice. And then, because it was within the warranty period, and it's been fine ever since. Now the DC-41, there was one point, and I didn't do this on camera, but so there's the COV link assembly, which is the thing that actually moves the changeover valve up and down inside the DC-41. It's the same on all the ball Dysons now because they're all the same shape. But there was one point when, because I kept hearing people say, oh, the DC-41, it feels flimsy and it's going to snap. So what I did is, and I didn't film. I wish I had filmed this because it was pretty entertaining. I just kept picking it up and slamming it down on the wheels as hard as I could, like probably a dozen times, on my like kitchen floor or like on some sort of hard surface, and the wheels didn't break. The only thing that broke was that COV link assembly broke like a week after I did that. Because I guess me slamming it down put like a hairline crack in it, and eventually it just snapped off right where the screw met the housing. So I bought the part on eBay for $10. Bought some nose pliers to take the other side of the ball shell off, took it all apart, put that link assembly in, put it back together, and now it's good as new. And people say they hate working on DC-41s and the modern ball Dysons. I hear people say that it's awful and it's garbage, and I'm like, it's weird how those variants differ, because I hate working on Kirby's. I can't stand working on Kirby's, and people insist that it's fine, but then so many people hate modern Dysons, and I'm like, I don't mind the modern Dysons. So yeah, obviously there's some things, like if you get really deep in that ball assembly, it gets really annoying because there's a lot of stuff that slides past each other and all that. But if you're not going that deep into the layers of that onion, it's not bad. But yeah, thank you for becoming a member, Vacuum and Shampooer Guy. I appreciate it. Then Vacuums and Aviation Guy says the problem of it was it was missing a bin catch. Kay says, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing good, yeah. Red says, be brutally honest, do you actually think Bissell will improve in the future and become worse? I think they'll stay about the same. I don't think they're going to get substantially worse or substantially better. There's going to be individual machines that are better and worse, but as an overall picture, I think they're going to stay relatively stagnant. I don't really think there's much evolution or devolution there. So I think it's going to be pretty stagnant. play that riff and sing at the same time is really difficult. Is the original Hoover Elite bagless twin chamber any good? No. I can't sing and play guitar at the same time. Because it really hampers one or the other. This might sound outdated, but I have a Game Boy Advance. Hey, the Game Boy Advance is still an awesome system. Game Boy Advance is awesome. You can play literally every Game Boy game on it. Okay, so as far as vacuums that I should do... So as far as vacuum videos I should do the Ultra MVP, DK Fuel. I still swear by my Sega Dreamcasts. Yeah. Dreamcast is amazing. You know, not to like advocate for political opinions, but Tim Walz, the current vice presidential nominee, he told us he had a story. So the Republicans tried to smear Tim Walz, and because Tim Walz is just like a wholesome like dad type dude and nobody has like any dirt on him, one of the stories they tried to run to make Tim Walz seem bad is the Republicans tried to run a story about Tim Walz being so obsessed with Crazy Taxi back in 1999 that his wife apparently had to take away his Dreamcast. And they said this like it was a negative. Like it's not just incredibly like that doesn't just make him the coolest fucking dude to ever run for vice president. I'm voting for the guy who loved his Dreamcast so much that his wife had to take it away from him. Like, that's a no-brainer. Like, how can you not love Crazy Taxi? Exactly, DK. How can you not love Crazy Taxi? So I'm not going to say that you should vote for Kamala Harris just because her VP nominee, because her VP candidate Tim Walz is obsessed with the Sega Dreamcast, or at least was. But look, if all else fails and you're undecided, you know, we're a month away from the election, why don't you vote for Harris Walz? So that way you can put a guy in the White House, even if it's in the West Wing, or not the West Wing, even if it's just in the vice presidential mansion or whatever it's called, just because he's obsessed with Dreamcast. Like, to me, that's a winner right there. That's the person I want running our country. It's like, yeah, Rick Hoover, that's based as hell. And you're in Pennsylvania. Did I just convince you? Did I just convince you? Come on. Keep Pennsylvania blue. But yeah, so I love the Dreamcast. It's an amazing system. I need to get some more games for my Dreamcast. Yeah, it sucks because we don't have like any good Dreamcast games at my store. We've got Shenmue, which I still need to pick up, and then there's like nothing else. We don't have Sonic Adventure. We don't have anything. And Dreamcast games are expensive. Like, you know, Dreamcast. You know, any good game on the Dreamcast is going to cost you what a new game would cost you. Like Sonic Adventure still goes for like $60. So Rick Hoover says yes, yeah. Appliance Man, Pennsylvania's typically been a blue state lately. Well, we'll see what happens next month. I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it to stay blue, but it's very close, and Trump could win it. And if he does, he wins the election. Realistically, I mean, there's not, you know, Appliance Man. Arizona will be red, I believe. You think Trump flips Arizona back to red? Definitely possible. I don't think Arizona flips red this time. I think it stays blue only because I think that there is Only, well, okay, now we're getting into politics again. But technically, I'm not telling you to vote for. I'm just saying what I think will happen. Um, I think Arizona will ultimately shift blue because, from what I understand, and of course, if you live in Arizona, you can definitely use your anecdotal evidence to push me a different way. But I the way that Maricopa County is growing, and then the way that Phoenix and the suburbs around Phoenix are growing, and growing in population, and the rise in college educated voters in Arizona, I think a lot of that's leaning toward making it lean a bit more towards Harris. Although the border is a big issue this election, immigration's a big issue that Trump has a good advantage on, and it was not as much of an issue as it was last time in 2020. People were more focused on COVID, and it was razor thin last time around. So, and of course, the president, Biden, is a lot less popular now than he was back then. So it could go either way. It's definitely a swing state. It could go either way. But if I had to put money on it, I think Harris wins it. But again, that doesn't mean don't vote. Obviously, vote for whoever you want to vote for, and obviously you decide what the outcome is. But you know, that's why, like, if I had to absolutely bet on it, my gut says it stays blue. But there is trouble. There is trouble for Democrats, especially in Arizona and Pennsylvania. Really, in every state, honestly. Here. You want to hear something crazy? So right now, the seven closest swing states, which are Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, all of those states currently in the polling averages are within 2 points. And a 2 to 3 point swing in the undecideds going into election day is extremely common. There was about a 3 point swing towards Trump in 2016 and 2020 in terms of undecideds. There was about a 3 point swing towards Obama in 2012, and that's what made that election not as close as what it seemed. So if undecideds break one way or another, either candidate could win in a blowout. Obviously, landslides don't happen in our modern political climate, but if by landslide you mean them sweeping all the toss-up states, then yeah, it's absolutely possible. You know, undecideds break towards Trump heavily, he wins 312 electoral votes. Undecideds break towards Harris heavily, she wins 319 electoral votes. Or to put it this way, if the polls were wrong in the same way they were in 2020, Trump wins 312 to 226. If the polls were wrong in the same way they were in 2022, Harris wins 319 to 219. And if the late deciders and the people that aren't being polled very well right now break in a more even split than those two outcomes, then, I mean, regardless, we're going to be on our seats either way, because if it's only a couple points, then election night is still going to be a week long like it was last time around. But, you know, we're going to see where it'll be like a 2000 scenario where one person wins one state, one person wins another, they both inch closer to 270, and then, you know, it could be very, 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 very close. And if you thought 2020 was bad in terms of litigation about the results and all these stupid fucking claims of fraud and all that crap, then 2024 is going to be even worse. But yeah. Anyways, so that's a fun little fact. If you are wondering about voting in the next election, do it, because it's so incredibly close right now that you can make the difference, especially if you're in one of the 7 toss-up states, or even if you're in a lean state that's like not super competitive but it's mildly competitive, like if you're in Virginia or Maine or Florida or Texas or whatever else, you know. Regardless, even if you're in a safe state, you still should vote. Appliance man, I don't see us getting a libertarian president either. We're sticking to Republicans and Democrats. Yeah, the Libertarian Party, as much as I like Chase Oliver as a candidate, I think he's the best candidate libertarians have had in a long time. the sad truth is that, you know, libertarians' best case scenario is like 3% nationally, which is what Gary Johnson got in 2016. And that's not going to happen. The third party vote is not going to be that high this time around, now that RFK's out of the race and now that Biden's out of the race. It's just not happening. So, I mean, remember that Ross Perot had the best performance of any third-party candidate in recent history. And in 1992, he got 19% of the popular vote and didn't win a single electoral vote. Although he was second place in a couple states. But, you know, like Maine and whatnot. But he didn't win a single electoral vote. He wasn't even on the map. And he got 19% of the popular vote. Do you think any of these idiots, like back when RFK was on the ballot, do you think he was going to get more than 19% of the vote? No, absolutely not. That wasn't happening. So, no shot. No shot that any electoral vote goes anywhere but Harris and Trump. Anyways, that's politics. I just drove a bunch of people away. Now we're only at 4 concurrent viewers. Oops. What are we going to do? But yeah, Blue IKEA says see you later. Yep, see you later. Anything else y'all want to mention or talk about before I cut this stream for the night? So we got a suggestion for the Ultra MVP. We got a suggestion for, I think someone said Powerglide Platinum. Surprisingly, no one said Dirt Devil Eye. I guess now that I said I might do it, finally, everyone's like, oh, we don't care for the Dirt Devil Eye anymore. What else did people ask me to do a video on? No, not much. Oh, I think I missed this comment from earlier. I don't know if Red is still here, but I missed this comment. Hey, Chance, what's your favorite model of the Helix if you had one, including the turbos and the rewinds? So my favorite model of the Helix would have to be the... That'd have to be the 1701. That'd be my favorite model of Helix. If you're talking about all the bagless Helix models, yeah, it'd be the 1701. From what I can't, unless I'm missing one or two. I think I'm thinking of all of them. Show the runabout. Oh yeah, the runabout. Oh yeah, someone said XL Classic too. I'm gonna write these down so I don't forget. I should do like a roulette thing where I just spin. Okay. So, XL Classic, Runabout. We'll throw the I in there. And then Ultra MVP. I haven't done very many Dirt Devil videos in a while, have I? And I have a lot of Dirt Devils. I used to like these Helixes. I'm surprised no one's asked for the InVision, because that one's very nostalgic to me. But I refurbed it a while ago, but I haven't. No one's really asked about it. One of these days I'll do a video on it. So the XL Classic, the Runabout, the I, the Ultra MVP. Jave Sykes says, I rebuilt a Fury brush roll, which is my 10 amp, a lot more smoother, like an NOS one. Yeah, I've got bearings. I bought a big thing of bearings. for the Fury brush rolls, for the Phantom brush rolls. I still have a bunch of these for rebuilding them. Jave's like, I just need to order motor bearings, which is for all vacuum motors. Yeah. I have a bunch of 626 ZZ bearings still. Yeah, that's what those are. Are you planning on doing a living room vacuuming on the bag pistol Power Force? The only reason why I haven't yet is because I don't want to use it if that pedal is going to be a problem and I have to exchange it. I might call Bissell tomorrow and see what they say. Jafe said, and I greased the wheel axle too. Oh, nice. So that's why I haven't done the living room vacuuming on this yet, because I don't want to use it if I know I'm going to end up returning it, because, you know, I'd feel bad because it had been used. Does it matter? Probably not, but I just feel bad, you know. I don't like buying something for the intent of returning it. I feel like that's kind of crappy. But I've returned a lot of machines that I bought, and that's just because I legitimately didn't like them. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so I've got the XL Classic, the Runabout, the I, and the Ultra MVP. What else should I add to this list of potential videos? I think someone said the 3525, so I'll throw that on here. Just so we have a Bissell. And then... yeah. Oh, I guess I should do that. I guess I should do that thing, shouldn't I? The lift off. Just kind of sitting over there. I'm getting tired. Well, did the comments freeze, or did just nobody say anything? Oh, no, here we go. Chance, what's your opinion on Guitar Hero or a different rhythm game? I'm not very good at those, so I can't really comment. I never could really get into them. Panasonic Performance Plus. Hey, that's a good one. I've been meaning to do that one. Whoa, I just got the little fuzzies in my eye. Not fuzzies, but the squigglies. I should probably go to bed. Throw Panasonic in there. I'm gonna sell that Performance Plus at some point too, because I've got the platinum model. MC V. Oh, there's a model number too. Ooh, we're getting fancy. MC-V5 217. All right. Is it the black one? I assume that's the black one, because that's the only one I have that's a Performance Plus. Because I have the Performance Plus Platinum. I actually have two of them. I have one that's rotting away in the basement that's like got some broken pieces on it. And then I've got a different one that's actually in the collection. The one that's in the collection is the square headlight one. The one that's in the basement is the round headlight one that's like faded. But yeah. So we got a Panasonic, an Auric, a Hoover, two Dark Devils, and a Bissell. So we got a good lineup of good lineup of stuff. All right. Vancouver says yes. All right. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, get some sleep. I don't know. Should I go ahead and record the video tonight, or should I just give up and do it in the morning? I don't know. Either way, a video will go out tomorrow, but it'll probably be a more basic video. But I'll record the Dirt Devil Eye fixing that tomorrow, hopefully, if I have time, which I should. And it's the right way to get some stuff done. And then, yeah. I'm trying to think, what other, like, because we're getting close to the end of the year. I'm trying to think, like, what, like, types of videos I should try to do before the end of the year. Like, I don't know, it's like a milestone thing. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Anyways, this is Inteltech, this is Inteltech Studios signing out, and I hope you all have a good one. Have a great rest of your night. Peace.